Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it's truly a great honor and privilege to be delivering what I hope will be a strong and persuasive argument that shows that the policies of containment and degrading of terrorism no longer enough, with the view of convincing you that we can all only truly be safe by comprehensively defeating terrorists and terrorism in any means possible. Were better for me to make this, thank you, were better for me to make this important and timely case than the internationally renowned Center for Strategic and International Studies right here in Washington, D.C. It is indeed a pleasure to be back in CSIS. I last participated in the statement forum in January 2013, where I spoke the future of governance of Somalia. At that time, there was no Shabab in Somalia. Today, like 2013, my argument is simple. Somalia has become a long way from a period of state collapse and lawlessness, yet we still have further to go and still face many challenges as we strive to once again stand tall and firmly on our 2 feet. One cannot imagine how broad the Somali people are and how throughout our rich history we have sought to stand firm and tall against all odds, even if it meant turning on each other, which we now deeply regret what we have done in the recent past. Somalia's most important challenge today to achieve its political and socio-economic ambitions is to end the repetitive saga of international terrorism in our soil, which has now been dragging for over 15 years. 15 years of firefighting and uncertainty is just too long, and strengthening Somalia's security and that of the wider region and world requires fresh, new thinking and strategies to end the scourge of terrorism. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our government, like some others in Africa, is on the front line combating international terrorism within some parts of our country. Al-Shabaab, which is one of the Al-Qaeda's most successful affiliates, and Isis are actively attempting to violently and criminally undermine the peaceful development aspirations and efforts of the Somali people. While ISIS is relatively new and small in Somalia, the fundamental question that we must ask ourselves is why, after 15 years of the fight against terrorism, with billions of dollars spent and countless lives tragically lost, and even more sadly wounded, traumatized, is Al-Shabaab still alive? Let us just pause for a moment and think. 15 years of war against international terrorism, billions of dollars spent, countless lives lost. And this is despite the Somali government's actively fighting Al-Shabaab for the full 15 years and now fighting against ISIS too with the same ferocity and commitment. What is it that's missing from our national and international security strategies? Where have we gone wrong? How do we fix this untenable situation that we were in for the last 15 years? Having survived 3 attempts on my own life by Al-Shabaab, I do reflect on the matter of this vile group's survival regularly and seriously. We must all do the same too, because repeating the same old policies and strategies against an even evolving, agile terrorist enemy is not only a waste of time, resources, and effort, it will continue to expose us and the wider world to even greater danger, which threatens our life and our nations. The policy of containment, keeping Al-Shabaab inside Somalia so that they will not spill over to the neighboring countries and to the outside world was one of the policies that have been used for the last 15 years. We have been arguing that this is not good policy for a long time. And recently it has been proven that Al-Shabaab cannot be contained within the boundaries of Somalia, because Al-Shabaab is an organization based on ideology. And ideology has no border and has no citizenship. Recent attacks to the neighboring countries proves that the containment policy does not deliver what it was supposed to deliver. Then there was a second policy used, which is degrading Al-Shabaab in terms of military, in terms of capability. This was much better than the containment policy. But itself, Shabaab has developed a coping mechanism. When you destroy today a training camp, in few weeks' time, the training camp is there intact again. When you kill a leader within the Shabaab ranks, he is replaced by another one who is more extremist than the one we eliminated. So it's not delivering the ultimate goal for the degrading of Al-Shabaab. In that line, so we need to think now. Yes, it is a bit difficult to countries, states, governments, nations to change strategies, to change approaches. We go through a very difficult process where many of our political leaders might not see the same way that some of us see. So it is an uphill battle that requires to be fought. So now, after 15 years, we are advocating a change of paradigm shift for a new strategy, new policy. We will take whatever we see was useful in the containment policy and in the degrading policy. Containment policy and degrading policy, they have one pillar that is common, one pillar or variable that is common among the two. That two policies, they were only military-based, fighting with Al-Shabaab, with the sophisticated arsenal and technology. So that's important still. I will not say this is useful or we don't need it. Yes, we need it. But what I'm arguing is that it's not enough. We need to add the equation, another variables, so that something new comes. And then we have to have the capacity to be agile and change our tactics easily. Otherwise, they develop coping mechanism and they will react and it will not harm the way we want it to harm. So we need to be very mobile in terms of fighting Al-Shabaab and ISIS as well. We add the equation, the military we're still using, and it is the most important pillar in the fight against Al-Shabaab as of now. But what we add is that two more dimensions, which is ideological war. Since the Somali people, we are one ethnic group, we have one language, and we have one religion, Islam. In ethnicity, yes, we are Somalis, one ethnic group, but we are divided within the ethnic itself. We are clans, sub-clans, sub-clans, and we have loyalty or association to the clans and sub-clans more than the nation or the national level. So although we have homogeneous in that level, then we are divided within. But the faith, Islam, we are not divided. We all are Muslims, Sunni Muslims, Shafi'i school of thought. We all are common adherents. Yes, we have a problem since we lack a government that protects the religion from external ideas like the one of Al-Shabaab and ISIS. We have some interferences here and there. But that is the only factor that makes the Somali society stand up and sit down. So that's where they target. Now, in our fight against them, we have ideological war that telling them what Shabaab is propagating is not a true Islam. is not the right version of Islam. Islam does not kill the people, does not kill in masses, does not humiliate, does not loot their property. Principally, that's the essence of the Islam. And that's what they're all doing everywhere. But what we need is that we need to tell them, we are alienists, we are obstacles, those who refuse that idea. Now the Somali government has put a strategy in place. We are telling the people, showing the people that Al-Shabaab is a group of mafia shrouded or covered with Islam, and we need to remove that cover and show the people how mafia they are. And that's what they are doing right now, destroying the water wells, the water catchments, kidnapping the kids from the villages, banning the village to punish those who say no. And that's, of course, anti-Islam. In the 21st century, that has nothing to do with the modern way of life and the Islam. So that's a new frontier that was not there before. It has its own media strategy, it has its own communication strategy, it has another, besides the Islam, another element of patriotism. Somalia belongs to the Muslim, but it belongs to the Somali Muslims, not every Muslim. So this is our country. We need to tell our people that Abu Saleh, Abu Ubaidah, Abu Qahtan has nothing to do with Somalia. This is a land for Jama, Alasu, and Qawdan. So this is a new frontier that was not there before. And the third dimension that we want to add is the economic side. Al-Shabaab is collecting a huge amount of money from the Somali people. Exclusively, they rule the rural area, where 65 to 70% of the Somali population living. They extort money, livestock, farm produces everything. They call it zakat, they call it contribution to the jihad, they call it tax, they call it so. And all the year, every 2-3 months, they collect a huge amount of money from the rural people who are fed up now. The same they do is in the towns and the cities. They collect it wherever there is an exchange of money in the hands. Some buys, someone sells. So there is an exchange where they take money. They are in the public notary, and they are in many other places, in the markets. They terrorize the people, and if you resist, you are dead the next day. If you refuse to pay your business, they will put a car in front of your business and they blow up and the whole building collapses. They were asking you maybe a few $1,000, and now you have to build the whole building again with a couple of hundreds of thousands. So people all logically, they said, why do I go into this hassle? Take your few $1,000, leave me in peace. That's how they collect everywhere. So they have a huge amount of money. And the proof of that, there are traces that Al-Shabaab sent money to Mozambique and to Nigeria. Very clear. This is a rich country now. They expanded. 5,000 to 7,000 men was their forces. Now we're talking about 15,000 to 18,000 forces. And this has been proven how many people they sent to Ethiopia to fight there in the border. And because of the internal war now is going on, has diverted them, but they were also planning to go other neighboring countries as well. So that is because they were not having that capability before. So what we are trying to do is to tap off all the money that comes through different tabs and areas. So this is the third front, which is new. On all these put together, are we going to end Al-Shabaab with the barrel of the gun? We believe that Al-Shabaab will not end with a barrel of gun, but they are not ready to negotiate. So we have to take them to a place where they prefer to negotiate and put down the lethal tactics that they are using right now. We have a lot of collaboration with our friends at the regional level and the international level. Among the major ones who really tangibly contributed to the fight against Al-Shabaab is the United States government. Expertise, equipment, training, know-how, all. We are getting support, and we are here to ask more. That's the nature, because we cannot keep another 15 years or another 10 years Al-Shabaab to be there. We need to close that chapter at the earliest possible time. I don't want to discuss about the time frames, but we have a time frame that we want them to be out in the fight or in a peaceful manner, if that's what they get convinced after long struggle. This is where we are, Excellencies, and I'm very glad to be here with you today and share with you where we are and what we are willing to do. It's a future aspiration. Challenges are too many, but opportunities are also too many. Wherever there is a challenge, there is an opportunity. There are a lot of missed opportunities. What we are struggling now is we need to avoid another missed opportunity again. Today, we have the backing and the support of the Somali people. Out of federal member states in Somalia, the people in 3 states are already fighting. Another one is preparing. They are in the preparation stage. And the 5th one is mainly their territory is not, Al-Shabaab is not there. Few ISIS are there, and we are going to help them even to eliminate the ISIS from their part as well. This is the situation, the overall picture of Somalia, and Somalia has the potential to be a peaceful and stable country with a lot of experience in fighting the terrorists throughout the world. I thank you very much.